YouTubers, Instagrams, lettuce heads, is that what you call vegan weightlifters?
Those don't exist.
Most importantly, hi Mom. Welcome to the first ever Basement Fitness Center podcast. We're here with Nate Hoffman, and the man, the myth, the legend, the guy that makes all the magic happen, Paul Yeoman. So today we're just going to cover just a little bit about the basement, how we got started, Paul's background, why we're all here, and at the end we're just going to ask some questions and see what kind of content you want to see. So Paul, let's just start off with what's your background?
Well, with the fitness and everything else, I got started. Well, I hate to say it, years ago now. It's been over a decade. Got started lifting and training weights for football way back in junior high. Basically, long story short, fell in love with it. Realized the stronger I got, the better I got. Now with the basement, it actually started in a basement. It was my basement, all right? So like I had makeshift gym equipment at the time. I actually fabricated my own squat rack. I built it out of an old bench, hacked it up, welded it and everything else so that we had adjustable safety squat pegs too with it, and our actual squat pegs would adjust and whatnot. So it was pretty neat. And we started out actually with a really cheap 300-pound cat bar, which we broke really quick. And only 445s, we had 435s, 425s. Why I remember this, I don't know. It must be my autism. But either way, 410s, 4.5s, 2.5s. So that's how we got started, and we had to share that barbell. And then once I saved up enough money, fast forwarding in time, and I still have that bar actually in here. It's a Troy Power Bar. It's with a 1,500-pound limit on the thing. We still got that thing. And we got that. People started donating weights and stuff. We started training other football players, track athletes, baseball players, and so on and so forth. That really kind of just tagged along with me in my workouts. And really, it just took off, we'll say. So, at this point in time, I'm about 18, going to college, working with a lot of younger athletes at this point, and people who just want to lose weight. And at the time, I'm training them for free. And it keeps growing and growing. That's what I'm going to school for. I become an exercise science major. I want to pursue coaching, personal training, and everything else. The gym is growing drastically at this point. I'm actually taking clients and making money with it. We'll fast forward a little bit further, back to where I told you about the GNC thing. I started working at GNC. I'm 20 years old. I really see myself pursuing this, and then I decided to start looking for kind of a center location. And at the time, I'm working at Wise Physical Therapy, Anytime Fitness, and then the basement with all my clients. And I was looking for the center point. So now here we are in Boland, Pennsylvania. And a lot of people told me it was crazy to open up here because we have a population of 0 basically, or I guess the actual status. We have 63 residences in this town. I have more members here at this gym than we do residences in the town. Either way, I picked this because it was the center location. All my clients could come here, so it was the smartest business move to be able to continue to make that money and make it happen. And I'll never forget it. When we made the move, I had $8 left in my name. Blew my savings and every bit of money I had to open this up. And then, it just kept going from there. Became the strength coach at Westminster College at 21 years old. Then assistant track coach and so on and so forth. And here we are today, I guess. I don't want to bore you guys too much, but that's kind of how we got here.
So from where you came from and where we're at now, where are we going? What's the plan going forward?
Obviously grow, expand. We have these social media pages now that are helping us really get the word out there and what we are. And we're a gym that support serious people, whether you're serious about losing weight, building muscle, toning, or the athlete who wants to go to college, land a scholarship, be All-American, All-State, whatever it is. We want to accommodate for those people. We're actually probably the best judgment-free zone. And yes, I'm calling out Planet Fitness right now.
Starting some beef.
We're starting beef. But we have nobody in here that criticizes or looks down upon anybody. And we have some of the strongest human beings that come to this gym. You're not going to walk into a gym where you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, where you got 500-pound bench pressers, 700-pound deadlifters, 700-pound squatters, multiple all-state athletes, and even some All-American ones and stuff. We had, my brother who trains here too, who's the Gatorade Athlete of the Year for Pennsylvania. So like we have a lot of high caliber people, and we have a lot of successful clients too, that have lost. I mean, I had one lose pushing 120 pounds at one point in time. You know what I mean? Wow. And I want to say that's pretty serious. You're making a lifetime commitment and change for the better. So in other words, back to the topic here, to where I see myself going, I see us really growing, you know what I mean? And in my mind, like 10 years down the road, franchising out, really like putting our message out there that we want people to be stronger, be better, and then be that non-intimidating atmosphere. Even though you see these big, strong guys and girls too, you're gonna realize like, oh wow, they're actually very kind people, and they don't care what you lift or what you do as long as you're trying to get better. So like that's where I'm trying to take the gym, and we're gonna try to get there as soon as possible.
Yeah, I think that mindset's really important because weightlifters get a really bad rap sometimes. Meatheads, jocks, whatever you want to say it. I don't know who hurt you in high school, whoever's out viewing today. We're not all like that. Some you find jerks everywhere.
Yeah.
But I know I've been going here for a couple years now, and I found nothing but great people. And I think if people really kind of open up a little bit to weightlifters and bodybuilders and just talk to people. All you have to do is say hello.
Yeah, that's all you got to do. I mean, like everybody's got to start somewhere. Like even with myself, I didn't just show up lifting the weights that I did. This has been almost 20 years in the making. To be specific, I've been training for 17 years now. And so many people will be like, oh, you know what I mean? Like they look at you and they're like, oh, you just showed up. No, I've been busting my ass for almost 20 years. And then these guys work their asses off too to try to get better on the daily, and that's when we see somebody that comes in here that's new, and if they're working hard, I'm going to respect that person, and that's the atmosphere we want to create,
Absolutely.
And I've never seen anything but that here. So let's move into why we're here. We haven't said much. You're probably thinking, why are we here? So Paul, let's just start with Nate. What's Nate's role going forward? What's his role now?
So I took on Nate as my intern. Okay, he goes to Slippery Rock University, exercise science major, and he's interested in opening up his own gym. He's into the tactical side of training and everything else. And CrossFit's kind of in the mix there too, but it's all functional stuff. And after learning about Nate and that he actually has a lifting background, he knows what he's doing, he knows what he's talking about. That's why I want to take him on. I don't want to take on an intern that I don't want to pick on anybody. I told you this story where I was going to take on a trainer, and it was a girl, and this was years ago. Actually, about 4 years ago, I want to say. And I'm like, hey, I'm client so and so, whatever, and have this and this going on. What do you do? She was confused and was like, well, I don't know what to do. I just tell them what the picture on the machine, and I just was like, well, I don't think it's going to cut it. You need to know how to do the lifts and perform the lifts. And back to Nate over here, he does, and especially the Olympic lifts too, and those are tough, But go ahead, Nate, fill them in.
So going off of what Paul said, a little bit about me. I'm in my senior year at Slippery Rock University. I have an emphasis in traditional gym fitness and outdoor adventure fitness. So you got stuff going on in the gym and outside. I'm your guy for that. Like Paul said, I branched off into the tactical portion of fitness a little bit, functional fitness. That's kind of my thing. Joined the Army a couple years ago, so I'm kind of blending my background in fitness with that to become more functional. Like a lot of people, Paul included, I started out lifting because of football in high school. Found out that football, team sports wasn't really my thing. Started lifting a lot more, got into powerlifting, fell in love with it. Played around, figuring out what I like to do, and now moving on to the functional fitness. Did a little bit of training with firefighters, getting them prepped for their job, get more efficient and a little bit safer on the functional side of what they do in the fitness realm. Kind of branching into that and bringing that into this atmosphere here to really give a full approach to every kind of fitness you could possibly bring to the people that come in here.
Yeah, I think that's what's so great is your gym's growing very fast. There's a lot more people coming in, and there's people working here now with just such a wide array of knowledge. And we're not only growing as far as staff, and the social media is growing, and clients, but everyone here is just really working hard to make this the best place it can be.
Yeah.
So I guess we can kind of move into my role. In your opinion, what is my role with the basement right now?
Well, we got Bobby Meat Sauce, the Bobby Meat Sauce. Either way, with Bob, I'm a busy guy. I got a lot going on, and these guys see I'm on the phone all the time. I'm doing paperwork all the time. It's hard to train my clients, and then on top of that, like I'm trying to run these social media pages, and I suck at it. All right, I don't know how to do most of that stuff, nor do I have the time to edit videos and come up with ideas and stuff. And then that's where Bob comes in. He has good topics. He has great ideas. He knows how to work the camera. As you guys can see in his videos and stuff, he's a funny guy. He's personable. So that's why I took on Bob, and I guess you can fill him in from there.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys have seen, I go by many names. Some people refer to me as Donald Pump, Pump 2020, the Bobby Meat Sauce, Super Trainer. I'm just a man of many names, but I've known Paul for a couple of years. I started off, he was my throws coach over at Westminster. I started working out here, so I'm a junior now, so that would have been 3 years ago now. And I remember the first time coming here, I really liked the atmosphere. I didn't have a car on campus, but I made sure I could get here as often as I could. And the more I started driving, I really made it a point to get over here. And we were filming an intro video for the gym the one day, because I figured, you know what? I said, Paul, this is a great gym. We need to let people know what's here, because there's equipment here that I had never seen or heard of before.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like, when's the first time you ever saw a decline bench press machine?
It's been a while.
Yeah, and I mean that is a good point. I know, back to building the gym. This is my playground too, and I want certain things, and I want the best bars. I want the best gym equipment. I want whatever I can get a hold of, and I started buying different pieces and whatnot as the years went by. Craigslist and eBay and any bidding auction sites, gyms closing down and stuff. And yeah, like I even have a reverse hyper. You don't even see that too often. Like they said, a lot of these pieces actually, right? You guys can't see it, but that row machine over there, the stack goes with the 400 pounds. That is a homemade row machine. You won't see that. That was fabricated by hand. So like I have, you name it. I basically got it. I still want to keep buying things though, because there's still stuff out there that I don't have. And yeah, I want it. I want it all.
Yeah.
And I think that's one thing that makes this place different is just how great the equipment is, the variety of the equipment, just the combination of things that make this place so great. It's really hard to find anywhere else, and that's what really made me want to get into this and work here, because I do love fitness, I love bodybuilding, sports strength training and everything, but I also love entertainment, and I realized that we could all working together just really create the Basement brand. And that's really where I fit in, is putting out videos and content that you guys want to see, entertainment, showcasing what these guys can do, just really putting it all together, and putting it in a tasteful package so that you guys can consume it, and it just help this place grow.
Yeah, that's why we're a team. You know what I mean? It's to make the gym grow, and I have to. I can't thank my members, my clients enough, honestly, for they put such a good message out there about the gym. So like word of mouth, after doing so much like business over the years, is the best form of advertisement. You name it, I've tried it, but when somebody likes something, they're going to talk about it. When they don't like it, they're going to talk about it. And we want to be on that end where people love it, they want more of it, and they're going to let somebody know, like, this is where I go to get better, this is where I go to be in a friendly atmosphere, because everyone that I surround myself with wants to see the best that I could be, and that is our gym. You guys have anything else to say about that? I guess?
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons why I really wanted to come here and do my internship here. I approached Paul about it. Just the things I heard about the basement itself from people at school and in the community talking about it. Like Paul talked about earlier, just the atmosphere here. You come in and you see some of these people that are the best in their sport, the best in their lifts, that sort of thing. And a lot of places you see someone like that and you don't want to approach them. The guy might be twice your size, twice your strength, whatever. But the people here, that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if I deadlift 200 pounds and he deadlifts 800 pounds. He wants to use that knowledge to get me as far as I can get towards that. And just everyone is so approachable, and they have such a way of sharing their knowledge and their sport and everything. And like Paul was saying, it's sort of his playground with all the equipment. The variety here that lets someone from a powerlifting background do their thing, from a bodybuilding background do their thing, from a strongman functional fitness background. I've never seen a gym that has a platform with the bumper plates, so you can do Olympic weightlifting, a log, all the different machines, that sort of thing. It's just everything all in one, and it shows because the people in the community that use it and come here and everything, it speaks for itself. And that's why that we're trying to take it to the next level and get that even further so more people can experience that.
Yeah, and I mean, I know for most of those people too, like getting through the door is always the hardest thing. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people will talk about it, you want to do it, but it's hard. You know what I mean? You have to make a commitment to it, and you have to turn it into your lifestyle. It can't just be a little habit. It can't be just a little fad. You have to come in here, and this is any gym. It doesn't have to be my gym, you know what I mean? And be willing to be like, this is what I'm going to commit to. This is what I want to do, you know what I mean? In order to be better. And then, like, once again, like we've been talking about, that's the atmosphere we have here. And actually, I can talk about our days on the weekends. We have a bench group and a squat group now. So we bench every Saturday at 4 o'clock. I want to share a story with you guys. I mean, just short and sweet here, but like, for example, we got Gary who's in here, and he's a 500-pound bench presser. I mean, he's strong as all hell. And then we have another guy who just started. It's his first day benching ever, and he's working out with 95 pounds. And you want to know what we're doing? We're not making fun of him. We're not degrading him at all. We're giving him bench cues. We're trying to show him, and we're pointing out techniques from each and every one of us and different biomechanics. And we're like, you do this and you do this and you can be here. Like, you couldn't ask for a better atmosphere to get better and stronger so much faster. Like, I've screwed up so much in my lifting career. I wish I had a time machine, to go back in time and be like, hey, dumbass, you can't max out every single time,
Games.
But, you're a young guy and whatnot, and you don't know any better. And this knowledge wasn't out there when I was in high school. And, I mean, for example, that dynamic, which actually happens to be Gary's really good friend too, you know what I mean, that was actually afraid to come in here. When he came in here, I'm calling out Planet Fitness again, I'm going to do it. He actually went to Planet Fitness, canceled his gym membership because we were less judgmental here than Planet Fitness was, he said. Plain and simple. He was like, yeah, you guys are so friendly, so approachable. And I was like, yeah, I mean, I'm a dumb meathead, but I'm not a mean guy, mean meathead, you know what I mean? You're in here doing your thing. I don't care how much you lift or how fast you run, as long as you're trying to get better.
Yeah, exactly.
Once again, that's the gym.
Yeah, that's one thing I can say is, A, the friendliness, and B, just the knowledge base here. So many different kinds of lifters, people doing Olympic lifting, powerlifting, bodybuilding, tactical fitness, functional fitness, cardio. It's just a well-rounded gym with well-rounded equipment. Fantastic equipment. Like what sort of bars do you have? Like the deadlift bar?
Oh yeah, like our specific bars. I guess I really didn't get into depth with that, but we'll backtrack a little bit to where I bought my very first bar, and it was $170 at the time. That was a lot of money. All right. So like it was a Troy Power bar. We needed a multi-purpose bar, and that was the multi-purpose bar at the time. We bought it, for our squats, our benches, our deadlifts. We used it for power cleans. You name it, we had it. And as time went on, I started to just get a little bit smarter. We're getting back to that topic. Paul here, his IQ goes from shoe size to double. So, we're at 26 now. And I'm like, all right, we're moving forward. And I buy my next bar, which is the Ohio bar over there. So, like, that one's more of like an Olympic style bar, but it's also a multi-purpose bar. It has the dual rings on it, so we can still do like our clean and jerks, our snatches, and so on. It's needle bearing, it rolls well, it has some whip and some flex to it, but you can still bench, you can still squat and everything else. But from there, the gym's still growing. We need more bars, we need more equipment. I get the beater bar, which I actually bent, so I screwed that up. That was my bad. Either way, that was the next one, Hey, it was pretty epic though, 605 pounds, I guess, so that was, that's all right. The Echo Rack though back there, that held up pretty damn good because I was about 6 foot in the air when I dropped that. But so that rack's still good. The bar's not, but the rack's great. Then, we used that for years. We had that for until I ended it, about 5 years old. And then in the midst of all that too, I bought a Texas deadlift bar because when I opened up the gym, I started competing in powerlifting. I'm like, I'm a washed up football player, thrower. I suck now. What do I do? I'm going to lift weights.
Old man.
I know, old man, showing off that old man strength. But so I realized there is Paul's IQ now got a third better. We're up there with I can't add 39 now. Either way, so I'm like, there's a deadlift specific bar. I get one of those because I want to further my competition depth. So I get the Texas deadlift bar. And then from there we grow a little bit more. The name in the powerlifting world gets out there. I host a few meets here, non-sanctioned and everything else. We need to get a better power bar, so we get Rogue's actual power bar. At the time, it was just Rogue's Ohio Power Bar. Now I believe it's just Rogue's Power Bar, and we have another one of those too. But on top of all that, we have a Evanco Olympic lifting bar. Now that's the best you can buy. That's what you see on the Olympic stage. It's a $1,200 bar. I'm not saying, trying to throw money signs at you guys, but that's how expensive that is. And it is the best needle bearing you can get and best spring steel, so it has the best whip and the best flex, and it's going to stay in the position it is, so that you can lift the most weight. And Nate knows as well as I do, the whip is very important in the Olympic lifts for your catch and your the whip, and Nene. But either way, that's the bars we got. Oh, safety squat bar. How could I forget? It's right there next to me. You know what I mean? We're not gonna talk about the trap bar. That's garbage. Either way, we have a safety squat bar there too. And the next thing I want to get actually on the shopping cart is gonna be a transformer bar. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Chris Duffin, probably not. But he has a safety squat bar that can adjust to every different position, because there's about 6 different kinds out there. You'll see some hammered way down to the ground, and that one's only a little bit because it's your standard one. But there's a bunch of different ones out there. I want to put the money into something that I have a bunch in one, because we're limited on space and storage,
Right.
and everything else. But that covers the bars.
We don't want to bore you guys too much, with all this. We're throwing a lot of stuff at you in the first episode. But I guess just to close it out, this is a badass gym. If you're in the Grove City, Slippery Rock, Westminster College, Wilmington area, it's not far from any of those places. So if you're close, come check it out. We all do programming, we all do personal training. We'd like to hook you guys up. And going forward, we plan to make this a weekly thing. And this is more about you guys than it is about us.
It's free content.
Yeah.
We're giving you guys free stuff here. Ideas, programming styles, lifting styles, techniques. You couldn't ask for any more. On top of the podcast, we're doing the informative videos and everything. So we're pumping out, you can't ask for more. And like Bob said, we're doing this for you guys.
And that's what we're looking for. We're looking for your guys' questions, what you want to learn about, what you want us to talk about. We don't want to have our list and push all this stuff that's not related to you out there. That's why we want to do the live stuff and keep it consistent on a weekly basis. We want to hear back from you so we can fabricate our material towards your interests, your goals, and get you there.
Yeah, I couldn't have said it any better. So we're going to drop a little question box after this video. Drop some questions in there for us. Tell us what you want to see. You can DM the basement page. You can DM Paul Yeoman at Paul Yeoman, me at Jendrzeski Fitness. What yours is at the
Only Hoff.
At the Only Hoff. David Hasselhoff.
Not there yet.
Better, actually.
better than the David Hasselhoff.
Yeah, we're calling him out too.
You heard it here.
David Hasselhoff, we want you on the Basement Podcast. But yeah, check out the YouTube channel under Paul Yeoman. Informational videos, instructional videos, some comedy videos. You can find Bobby Meat Sauce Super Trainer on there, the Real Donald Pump, all that good stuff. So thank you for tuning in to the first Basement Fitness Ever podcast. Stay swole.